Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
What's going on, Habibis? I'm Siraj Hashmi.
I'm Jay Kobbe.
And we're the Habibi Bros. Welcome to another episode of the Habibi Power Hour. Now, if you really like our stuff, hit that like and subscribe button on Rumble. We're also on YouTube and Twitch, but although I tend to favor one over the other. But of course, before we even get into it, it is if you really want to go even further, hit us up on our locals community. Join it, where really I'm just posting shirtless selfies, and Jay is a ghost.
Right. I need to first of all, I need to download the app on my new phone. I haven't done that yet. It's been over a year. I haven't had it on there. It's just easier to post off of the phone. I just need to have it on there, and then you guys will get some content from me too.
I would, inshallah, will love that. However, Jay, inshallah, until that day, if you want to check us out in our locals community, we have the promo code JimRuben69. You get a 1 month free trial, and basically that's a 1 month free trial of me posting shirtless selfies at the gym when I should be working out.
Well, you are working out.
I mean, I am working out essentially.
Oh yeah, you are. 100%.
Also, drinking rules for tonight. I'm back on the wagon, or am I off the wagon? Either way, anytime I say essentially,
you're not a little bitch tonight. That's basically what we're saying.
Basically, I just want to make sure I have the audio going in clearly. Okay, thank God. Anytime I say essentially, and anytime Jay says 100%, or vice versa, you got to take a drink. This is a power hour, so you got to just do it.
And anytime we take our shirts off, you have to take a chug. Anytime we get earned, you have to take a drink. Mm-hmm. So be prepared tonight.
Yeah. How you doing, Jay?
I'm 100% wonderful.
Oh, essentially. And we're getting nice and sloshy here tonight. Saucy.
Well, we're gonna try.
Oh man, so
you're a cute drunk.
I know, aren't I? I'm just the cutest.
Absolutely. You start slurring your words a little bit. Your Paki accent comes out from time to time.
It is, hold on, sir. It is always here. It never leaves.
Alhamdulillah.
So, alhamdulillah. Jay, it's been a busy week for us both on the work front, but also on the news front. We have a jam-packed show tonight.
Yeah, we do. It's crazy. It reminds me of the Trump years. It's barely Wednesday, and there's like a million stories cramped into 3 days.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like that for sure. I essentially 100% can agree to that.
100%.
See, we're off to the races tonight. All right, let's get into it. So Wednesday, in the year of Allah, October.
The year of Allah, October. MashaAllah. You've only had 2 swigs so far.
Just in the year of Allah
can take count.
In the year of Allah 2022, in the month of October 12th.
The year of October.
The day of restitution has been made, as Alex Jones has been ordered by a jury to pay close to $1 billion for to the families of the victims of the 2012 Sandy Hook school shooting. Obviously, a terrible tragedy, what happened at Sandy Hook. And that's what we're leading tonight's episode off, because there are a lot of strong opinions on both sides. And before we get into what we have to say, you know, you get the usual characters on social media who believe that, you know, that he deserved it. But you also get a few interesting tweets from some unusual suspects, if you will. And I'm hoping Spencer, our producer, isn't entirely useless tonight and pulls up these tweets from a pretty well-known singer and artist, right, Jet?
Who would that be?
MIA. Are you familiar with MIA?
MIA?
MIA.
what was that? That one song, Paper Planes, right?
Paper Planes, yeah, Paper
Yeah,
Planes.
isn't that their only song, or do they have like some
I
more
mean, it's
songs they
one,
feature in?
one person. It's not them. Unless they have the pronouns they them, then then you're
That
just,
would be they them.
obviously, then obviously you're just, promoting the leftist pronoun agenda.
Right. Oh man, she's gonna get a lot of shit for this.
Oh shit! This is not even the tweet that's gotten her the most shit. Let's read this tweet first, and then we'll go to the other one. MIA tweets Alex Jones lying and Pfizer lying, both trending. One with penalty, other without. If you have no critical thinking faculty, this is about as crazy as we should get before nuclear war wipe out the human race. Now, Spencer, I called you Ben. I guess I should be fired for calling him Ben. But either way,
they both look alike.
They both look alike, and they both should be fired.
Exactly. So, I mean, we confuse both of them all the time.
It happens quite a bit, but this is the one that's really been causing her the most flack, and that is, if you zoom in on this, hopefully you'll be able to read it. MIA tweets out, if Alex Jones pays for lying, shouldn't every celebrity pushing vaccines pay too? And almost everyone in the replies, if they're not like, a conservative account, is basically being like, shut the fuck up. Mm-hmm. Just sit down, eat your meal.
Right. And the thing is like the lying about the vaccine has harmed a whole lot more people. I mean, yeah, lying about Sandy Hook is awful in its own right, and what the families had to go through over those lies that Alex Jones pushed is horrible in its own self. But it's one issue over another. But if this is going to open up more people to be held accountable for lying the way that they do, then the first people that we should be looking at are all not just the celebrities, but every fucking news agency, every fucking politician, every Pfizer employee, every one of them that pushed the lies over the vaccine.
Yeah, I think obviously the biggest point, and of course, like Jay, you and I don't condone what Alex Jones did or said when it comes to Sandy Hook. But the one question is, does the penalty match the crime in this regard? Of course, it's a defamation case. So defamation, that's not a criminal proceeding. It's a civil proceeding. It's not like Alex Jones has to go to prison for lying. But defamation obviously is a real thing. But I will say this. If we're taking a step back here and thinking about how things went down with the Uvalde school shooting earlier this year, and how many things that did not pass the smell test, the amount of flack that people got for questioning Uvalde, would, if Alex Jones didn't exist, it probably would have happened to someone else. And I think the interesting, or at least the big takeaway here, is that Alex Jones probably fell on his sword, or was made an example of. I wouldn't say fell on the sword. He was made an example of by
he didn't,
the powers that be. I would say he fell on the sword. That's like no. that's a stretch. That is a stretch. It's a stretch. I'll concede that.
He's no martyr in this at all. I mean, yeah, it's excessive, and I think it doesn't fit the crime of what he did. But he still needs to be held accountable for the things he did and said, and the way
but that's obviously
Flemings went through what happened. But yeah, I think it's like way over the top. I don't think it's going to be appealed if and look, I've watched every season of Suits, and I know exactly how this is going to go down.
Exactly. I have not. I'm still working on The Sopranos, so I'm obviously thinking from the other side of the law, the one that doesn't practice law, and how to navigate the law. So, with that being said, Jay, I think it's important to understand that when it comes to Alex Jones, they needed their pound of flesh, and they got it from Alex Jones. And whether you agree or disagree with what he did and said, I think it's pretty obvious that some lies are excused in this country, while others are so egregious that those individuals have to be made an example of. And that's kind of where you're getting Alex Jones paying almost $1 billion. But I mean, beyond that, we asked the question, is Alex Jones a hero or villain? I'd like to hear from the chat. And maybe we could just read a few other chats, because this is the cue from Spencer to go find his comments. Some folks on Rumble. Oh, hold on, Damon Toll, the Brooklyn Lib, Mayo Dad Defiant, says Siraj's excuse is usually that he fell on the sword with his butt.
I mean, if you're going to fall on a sword, that's the best place to put it.
Usually it's the 2-inch sword that Jay possesses.
Oh, Habibi, you don't have to lie. It's 1.5. I'm proud. I'm 5'4" with a 1.5 inch penis.
Jay, it's 2. It looks like 2 inches when you shave it down.
Well, yeah, because I'm hairy as shit, so it works.
Yeah. I think someone asked, why didn't I dress up as Alex Jones? Checkmate libs. Checkmate globalists. I think I don't know. I don't think Alex Jones is a hero. I don't know if he's a villain either. But
he's a crazy person. He is a crazy person. Like there's no denying it. I mean, yeah, you say enough shit over the years, you're bound to get some things right. But I mean, Alex Jones is the human example of the saying that you put an infinite amount of monkeys to type on a typewriter for an infinite amount of time, you're going to get Shakespeare. That's what Alex Jones is. He was on TV. He was on TV ranting his bullshit for the longest time that he's bound to get like 3 or 4 things right.
I think if you take Alex Jones seriously, then he's a villain. And if you always appreciated his shtick as one of just being him, like playing a character, like I think it was deposed in I think one of his divorce proceedings that he is playing a character. Right. Then it's you can't look at him. You look at him differently. You're like, wow. So what of these things does he actually believe?
Right. And my favorite clip of Alex Jones was when he was on Joe Rogan, and he's just like, look, I'm kind of retarded.
Yeah. I think Faye,
I'm a little retarded or some shit like that.
Faye BB has some good insight. Again, Alex Jones is nuts, but so is this verdict.
I agree.
So it's, look, if you really care about Alex Jones and making sure he could pay that $1 billion, nothing's stopping you from donating or buying one of his super male vitality supplements. Right.
We should.
I will say this though.
We should do it for a month. Like get some of those pills and do it for a month.
My God.
And just vlog our progress on locals.
Yeah, if you download the app. As soon as you download the app, I'm down to do
that. Fuck.
So what we got next? That was, look, Alex Jones is a divisive character, but we got to talk about
but like only is Alex Jones a divisive character, but we have all of these people going on national TV lying repeatedly over issues that have affected millions of people. It has put people out of jobs. It has put businesses closing down forever. It has burnt down cities. It has fucking killed people. It's put children at a learning deficit for 2 years who are already fucked because our education system is garbage. And none of them are going to be held accountable. And if we want to make an example of people, like those are the people that we really should be making examples out of.
100%.
Essentially.
Okay, so with that being said, Spencer, can you return us to our normal mode of the layout? Thank you. I was getting weirded out by looking at us too soon. Prison Mitch has a comment saying Siraj would probably gain more mass than taking selfies in hotel gyms. Thank you. And Nick says no amount of super male vitality is going to make you any less of an incel. Not much I can do about that. You know, speaking of the because we were talking about Alex Jones and MIA was bringing up like the lies around the vaccine. Pretty stunning admission happening over at these COVID hearings in Brussels at the European Union, where Pfizer official Janine Small testified on behalf of Pfizer to a special committee on the COVID-19 pandemic. And in the response to a question posed by Dutch member of the European Parliament, Robert Roos, she said that the Pfizer mRNA vaccine was never tested or shown before its release to impact the transmission of COVID. Basically saying that whether the vaccine did prevent transmission of COVID from one person to another is entirely they basically couldn't figure that out. And I actually want to bring your attention to the Johns Hopkins University of Medicine website, just to give you an idea of just how insane this is. It is, let's see. Of course, I can't find it when I'm supposed to find it.
That's okay. We just need to blame Spencer. He should have highlighted.
No. I definitely
not knowing exactly what you're looking for.
No, I did. Oh, here it is. It's near the top. Let me zoom in here. Oh God, come on, Siraj. Classic me, right? This is all I do.
Every time we boomer some shit, we have to drink.
Yeah, I should probably do that. All right, so reading this a little bit. Hold on. First, let me get that drink, and I'll read this a little bit. Again, Johns Hopkins University of Medicine.
We are still learning whether or not the current COVID-19 vaccines prevent transmission of SARS-CoV-2. It is likely they reduce the risk of virus transmission, but probably not completely in everyone. This is one of the reasons why it will still be important for people to continue wearing masks and practicing physical distancing even after being vaccinated. When was this published?
Hold on. Let's try to be boomers again and figure out when it was published. Not seeing it. I'm gonna need one of the Habibi IT people to come and be like, "Here, look at this part of code. You'll find out exactly when it was posted." I don't know. I don't know when it was posted.
And we're no, I don't see it either. But these admissions that are coming out, where you would be called Alex Jones for stating these fucking facts.
Right.
That they weren't 100% effective. Like that's how they pushed it. These are the type of lies that ruined people forever, because it ran different policies for schools. It ran different policies for universities. It ran different policies for businesses, and the fucking state itself ran different policies on how you can stay open as a business, how you can, what's called be transported. All of that was based on the fucking lie that the COVID vaccine was 100% effective, and you could not transmit it.
I'd say that
and they knowingly lied. That's the thing. They knowingly lied. Their intent was to lie to everybody. It's not like that they didn't know any of this stuff. They lied on purpose.
Jay, it's almost like
this stuff.
It's almost by design. It's by design.
Every time you do that, you have to drink.
You got to take a drink. Yeah, that's true. Jay, I feel like we gotta make a merch of that. It's by design. It's all by design. Yeah. It's literally just us wearing tinfoil hats. That'd make a great shirt.
Absolutely. But they have to be tinfoil turbans.
Ooh, even better. I like that. Maybe we should design some tinfoil turbans. Anyways, I'm looking through the dev tools. I'm not really seeing anything off the top. if I go through an audit of this, maybe I can figure out exactly when things were launched, but whatever, it's fine. I'm sure we'll figure it out sooner or later. One thing I obviously want to draw your attention to is this. So the line of questioning, I don't want to watch 9.5 minutes, but if you really wanted to, it's on YouTube right now. At least the EU Special Committee hearing on COVID-19, where Janine Small, the Pfizer official, essentially
100%. Oh fuck! I said I was only going to have one drink.
Essentially admitted that they basically never tested the vaccine on preventing transmission, and this whole idea of getting vaccinated for others, at least according to the member of European Parliament Robert Roos, it was always a lie, and that he asserts that the only purpose of, say, things like the COVID passport was to getting people to comply, and all of this, Jay, it's just amazing the cognitive dissonance, because as soon as they say that we are under the threat of authoritarianism, democracy is at stake, our democracy almost ended because of Donald Trump, and then here they are literally forcing people to get a vaccine that has not been fully tested out, and they didn't do their due diligence, and they went ahead and lied to the entire world, as you said, delibeeraly, and will face zero consequences. So kind of an odd, that is the weird disparity this week. You have Pfizer admission, Alex Jones, these two things basically at odds with each other. MIA is pretty much on the money right there by saying one gets punished, the other doesn't.
No, and the funniest thing about this is the same people who demonize the pharmaceutical companies were out there being lapdogs and fucking bitches for them, lining their pockets with billions of fucking dollars and sacrificing your health, your children, your fucking businesses, and all of that in order to make them billions of dollars. This wasn't saving any lives. It wasn't doing jack shit.
It's kind of wild, Jay. You think about how the people, specifically the left, talks about like this whole wage gap, right? It's gender wage gap, racial wage gap. The 0.01%. The billionaires have everything. We got to tax billionaires even more. COVID-19 literally created more billionaires and made these billionaires even richer than at any time, at least in our lifetime. It created so many billionaires just by COVID lockdowns happening.
Right. And where could you go to buy products and stuff? You could only go to places like Walmart, Costco, Target. Those are the only places deemed essential and opened. While your favorite restaurant, Amazon, your mom and pop stores, like all of these places had to be shut down. Restaurants didn't fucking survive at all over this. And where are they going to get their fucking settlements over these fucking lies? There needs to be a class action suit against the fucking government, against Pfizer, and against people like fucking Fauci and these bureaucratic pieces of garbage in order to pay these damages that have caused families such hardship. And not only families, the economy as a whole has been completely decimated because of all of this shit.
Yeah, there's obviously that component to it. I don't know if a class action lawsuit would ever work, Jay, because you're going up against the federal government. All they really need to do is just print more money to say like, hey, oops, we didn't, they're never going to admit that they did anything wrong. In addition to that, like, when you look at how they went after people like Alex Jones, for example, they specifically are punishing people, whether you love them or hate them, whether they're good or bad people, they want to punish literally anyone who uses critical thinking skills to question what they're seeing. And the things that we were taught when we were younger, Jay, about trying to use our brains have basically been completely undermined. And if critical thinking was Fuzzy's mom, Jay, as the establishment, would have already bent it over. And I mean, I don't have to get into detail. This is a family show, right, Jay?
I would have ate its ass all the way down. Wouldn't have even thought a second thought to it.
I'm very glad to hear that. So with that being said, Jay, Kanye West. What a segue. Kanye West.
Perfect
segue. Kanye West going on Tucker.
I think his mental health issues has started because of eating Kim Kardashian's ass. That's how it all started.
You think that's how it started?
Oh, absolutely. He did not.
So what? He didn't have any issues prior to eating her ass.
Right. I mean, it all started from there. And
Jay,
Kanye,
you might be onto something.
If you're listening, sir, I can help you. I am an expert on eating bottom. Mm-hmm. I'm a bottom feeder, and mm-hmm. I'm here to help you.
Great. Bottom feeder. That make great merch too. Bottom feeder.
Yeah.
And it's literally just you. It's the shot of you. Remember when we did that episode where Nancy Pelosi is like, we feed them, and you have the perfect like memeable face where it's just like you looking down, we feed them. That's what I can envision. Look at us. Who would have thought, Jay?
Not me.
Not me. Spencer, if you pull this clip up, this tweet of Kanye West, you probably have seen it over the weekend. But if you are not familiar with what Kanye West did, all of the quote unquote goodwill that he built up with conservatives has gone to shit. In which Kanye West on Twitter, who's now locked out.
Not necessarily. What? If you see Ben Shapiro's tweet, it's pretty fucking hilarious. Like how
what did Ben Shapiro tweet?
He tweeted some shit about like two things could be true at once. You know, Kanye West should be applauded for his pro-life stance and his not thinking in the
and his not
linear way and all that kind of stuff. But you can also find his anti-Semitism disturbing and shit. Like it's very funny watching people like that just sway completely on their opinions on things depending on who's saying it. And
that's rather surprising coming from Ben. That's rather surprising coming from Ben Shapiro, because under normal circumstances, anyone saying what Kanye West tweeted would be dead to Ben, I think.
Oh, absolutely. And also what he was saying and ranting on those exposed clips that Vice got a hold of.
Published, yeah.
And it is, like I was saying, it's really funny watching these people like twist and turn and everything. But you finally have a black guy that the left will actually condemn for anti-Semitism now.
Yeah, who would have thought? But let's get back to that tweet. So Kanye West tweets out, "I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people." Now, if you recall, Jay, DEFCON 3 is not considered to be, and I know he meant DEFCON. Like DEFCON 3 is like fairly normal. Like we're right now probably in DEFCON. Actually, no, we're probably close to like DEFCON 5, given how our president Brain Mush is handling the Russian-Ukrainian war and basically threatening nuclear war. Continuing on, Kanye West says, "The funny thing is I actually can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew also. You guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who ever opposes your agenda."
We was kings, sir. We was kings.
We was kings.
That was the meme, isn't it? Isn't that the meme?
I think so. I think
we was kings.
Possibly. Let's go look at this Ben Shapiro tweet because I need to actually see what he said rather than
two things can be
rely on
true
the fake news.
Wow.
That is rely on the fake news that is Jay.
Wow,
Okay?
sir. Wow. When have I ever lied to you, sir?
Jay, you literally lied to get me into bed.
I told you. I mean, I said it was 3 inches, but I was still a little drunk.
Ben Shapiro tweets, and I hope this is the right one. Back from the Jewish holiday. Nah, this is the right one?
Yeah, it is.
Back from the Jewish holiday now. As usual, 2 things can be true at once. Kanye's move towards pro-life, faith, and family conservatism are encouraging. His DEFCON 3 posts and Black Israelite language are clearly anti-Semitic and disturbing. Okay, all right. So Jay came in with the fake news.
You mean I came in with the real news, sir? The real news. It's right here in front of your face.
Fake news. Anyways, John Fetterman candidate for Senate. What?
Hold on. There are still clips. What about the clips that he from Vice?
Oh, do we have those? Let's go find it. Is it? Let's. Here, I got it.
You texted it in the group chat.
Okay, all right. Hold on. I'm gonna share it. Just give me a second. I have it right here.
It's pretty fucking wild.
I haven't actually seen it, so this actually is a good.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, this is gonna be a good. This is gonna be a good reaction.
All right.
Every day we've been killing each other in the streets every day. One of the amazing things with Mayor Suarez is the murder rate has gone down. And you set that question up. You have more information about about what happened in the hospitals. So, in all honesty, I don't have the most facts, as many facts.
No, I mean in your life, like
so I might have
the
deflected.
COVID vaccine,
That's not the one about being vaccinated. Scroll down.
Okay. All right, let's keep going. Planned Parenthood, no. We're no longer trauma drunk. Is that the one?
No.
On Kwanzaa and Hanukkah?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Biting my tongue on my political opinion because I thought it would be better for my children. And now you look up and my kids are going to a school that teaches Black kids a complicated Kwanzaa. I prefer my kids knew Hanukkah than Kwanzaa. At least it will come with some financial engineering.
What?
Kwanzaa doesn't, so they don't teach even Christmas itself, Christ Mass.
But did he just say that?
He did.
Financial engineering.
Oh man, that's so good.
Oh my God.
Scroll down. Let's see.
Hold on. Let's watch that. Hold on. Why is it playing again? Whatever. Let's keep going. What is that? Virgil Abloh, energy communities. Is this something where he's going to say Jews control all the energy? Probably not. Let's just watch it. Anymore.
I'll talk to him if I see him.
Yep. Is the internet just not working for me? What is happening?
Probably not.
Okay, I'm gonna go and send this over to Spencer in the private chat so he can pull this shit up and we can get back on schedule. If you could pull that up.
But I guarantee you he see me. And I have
Okay, we're gonna need Spencer to weigh in here.
Why is your internet this shit? Are you hardwired in or what?
Of course, Jay. Of course, I'm hardwired in. I have. I'm working on a PC here. Okay, but the obviously the financial. What is it? What I need to go back in and just look for that on Kwanzaa and Hanukkah. Come on. I prefer my kids knew Hanukkah than Kwanzaa. At least it will come some financial engineering. Oh my God. Maybe Spencer, you want to play this one?
I see him.
Yep.
But I guarantee you he see me. And I have visions that God gives me just over and over on community building and how to build these free energy, fully kinetic energy communities where we put the least impression on the earth. We're not building the new New York skyline cockfight, that we are humble in the way that we present ourselves. We've got to rethink who we are as a species.
He said cockfighting in that honestly, Jay, sounds more relatable.
It does. Although
I mean, because Jay, you and I cockfight, or at least we sword fight, every time we visit with each other.
We do, with our 1.5 inch penises.
Yeah, it's more like a knife fight, but still.
A knife fight? It's not even a fucking, what are those little cardboard cutters?
It's like a Swiss Army knife fight.
Those ones you see from your granddad. All right, I need to make another drink. Hold on.
Okay, you make that other drink.
I said only one, but
let's go through the chat. Let's go through the chat while he's making himself a drink. I'm gonna while Spencer's pulling up from the YouTube and Twitch chat, I'm gonna go looking through the Rumble chat. Roy Mesker says, Siraj, you can find the date on the article if you push Alt F4. Here, let me try that right now. Psych, I already have done that before. Can't fool fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Right? That's how it goes. Oh, Prison Mitch says it's like watching my dad have a podcast. Today, you all learned that Prison Mitch is actually my son. Oh, funny story. And I don't know if this is actually accurate because the person never responded to me, but someone thought that, or at least my interpretation of it was someone sent me a Prison Mitch tweet and then just had the question marks next to it. I don't know if they assumed that like Prison Mitch is not my alt, but I asked them, I was like, wait, do you think I'm Prison Mitch? And then I just basically laughed in their face. So Prison Mitch knows who. Anyways, Bachi at 1776 on Rumble says, I was never an Alex fan, but I am now. The real hero we need is Corn Pop, someone who can beat the crap out of the pedos. Let's see. A lot of folks saying free Alex Jones. Basia continues and says, Alex calling the judge a tyrant was worth it. The other dude said, whether you like Alex Jones or not, you should not be able to be sued for an opinion. I think there are a lot of people of rational thought, whether you're on Rumble or on YouTube, wherever you watch us, that if you have an opinion on something and you question the validity of a particular event, no matter how tragic or egregious, I think we can all agree that having to pay $1 billion for that, in addition to the many other the other penalties that Alex Jones paid, does not fit the crime. Okay, it's not the penalty does not fit the crime. Beheezy, George Beheezy, what's happening? Habibi says, thank you for the Rumble rants. Says, I would argue the mainstream media did a similar thing to Kyle Rittenhouse. Good watch so far, but gotta go. I have a stream of 5 minutes. We just literally, so now I literally have to do work for you. You son of a bitch, George. Swear to God. But I'm gonna help you out, okay? I'm gonna help you out because I did George's show last week on Friday, and we had a great time. And he is one step closer to converting to Islam. Alhamdulillah. Where the fuck is Jay? Where did Jay go? Spencer, get in here. I'm getting lonely.
What did I do?
I said I'm getting lonely.
Get Earn.
Or else you're fired. Oh, I could get Earn. Should I get Earn? I can get Earn. Well, I have to wait
for other news. GW is
here.
crapshoot right now.
Here, Jay, go read some comments while I get Ernie.
Go get Ernie. Sorry, I had to go and open another bottle.
No, it's all good.
All right. Welcome, Wonder Kimmy. It's been a while. So, Prison Mitch, it's like watching my dad have a podcast. And it's probably talking about the boomerness that is Siraj Hashmi. Fuzzy Diplo coming in. Hey, Needlepecker, you ever mention Mama Diplo along with any explicit videos? I will beat you like a rented mule. Hey, just because you watched how you and my mom had sex doesn't mean you have to repeat it. Please. Thank you.
Be easy on Rumble with the Rumble rants. Thank you. Says Jesus is Lord. Take my money though. I respect that. I respect the hustle.
Yes, he had another one as well, and he said,
"Yeah, I already
Rumble
read
rant."
You can read that. I read it, but you go ahead and read it yourself.
I would argue that the MSM did a similar thing to Kyle Rittenhouse. Good watch so far, but GTG, got to go? I have a stream in 5 minutes. Oh, nice. We should check him out.
Yeah, I did his show. I did the show on Friday, Jay.
Oh, that's right. You did.
Yeah.
Faye BB coming in with the $36 she made from Hanukkah. Nice to check in to HBH again. Hello to all the Habibis. Half of this money I engineered at. She even said and half I took from Kanye when we shut down his JP Morgan account. Hell yeah. That's how we do. That's how we do.
So Jay, you know Danny Polishuk. We had him and Ryan Long on Habibi Power Hour right when they were starting to blow up.
We did.
I called into his show last night, his conspiracy show. Everyone go check out Danny Jokes, Danny Polishuk on Rumble and YouTube. Funny guy.
He's good.
But we talked about conspiracies. He did mention, and Danny's Jewish, and so he was talking about the Kanye West stuff. And what was fascinating, and I had never really thought of this, is that because Kanye was shut out of his Instagram and Twitter accounts, to all the people who think there's like a Jewish conspiracy, it basically solidified and basically reaffirmed that there is a Jewish conspiracy, because as soon as Kanye West wade into the territory of some sort of Jewish conspiracy, they shut him down. It's so wild.
It is wild, because the thing is that you still have you had Farrakhan on for God knows how long on Twitter and social media and everything.
You have Ayatollah Khamenei
on for as long as he has been, and then not only that, you have right now you have congressmen and women and councilmen and councilwomen and council they their thems and council he her z's and council women with dicks on Twitter right now, spreading these conspiracy theories without anything happening to them whatsoever. And it's not so much as it being a Jewish conspiracy. It's the fact that he has a following now on the right that is causing him to be, censored more than it is.
You're talking about Kanye, right?
Yeah, than it is him actually, spewing anti-Semitic bullshit, racist, bigoted comments, and it more to the fact should open people's eyes that they have a huge double standard when it comes to policing these things. It's not an algorithm that's policing these things. It's them themselves that are policing these things. Because if it was an algorithm, you would see people like Ilhan Omar being blocked out of their accounts. You would see people like
Did you say Ilhan Omar?
Ilhan Omar, and you would see people
Ilhan
like
Omar, if you're watching.
And that other chick, what's her name? The Palestinian one. I forget. Rashida Tlaib. You would see them being locked out of their accounts, or at least told to delete a tweet before coming back on. But you don't see that.
Standards like that, Jay.
You don't see, but you do have double standards, and the double standards comes from whether or not they are on the team of the people who are moderating this shit. The algorithm is not really all there.
Oh, for sure, the algorithm isn't there. Here, let me zoom out here so you get more skin for what you pay for, Habibis, especially you, Faye BB. By the way, I understand. I'm actually one of the few people who understand one of the Gentiles, I should say, who understand the meaning of the 36.
Hold on.
Okay,
Hold on. I
What?
have to send this to you. This is
Please
fucking
do.
insane. This is on Instagram right now. This was sent by one of the Habibis who asked me to check my DMs. I just sent it to the group chat, and Larry Elder on Instagram posted a meme saying Payday Candy Bar is changing its name because it's offensive to those who don't work. And they actually put a censor on top of it.
Oh my God.
As a fact check saying that fact checkers say this is false.
Hold on. Let's see if we can find that real quick.
That's so good. I can't help it. That is fucking insane.
Oh, perfect. Good. You have it pulled up. Go ahead and look at that. Look at that. It's insane.
That's so good. And show the meme.
Show the meme.
Show it. It's a fucking harmless fucking meme. It's harmless. That is absolute fucking hilarious that happens. And it's funny that it happens to people on the right. It happens mainly to people on the right. You do not see this type of censorship or warnings or any of this type of bullshit on anyone else. And even after the fact, we see that everyone has fucking lied about COVID. We don't see the same rigorous fucking censorship that we saw at the beginning of this shit. And if this is not, I mean, we really need to see social media as an entity that are lap dogs for the fucking government, that run on what the government tells them to do, and they follow it as long as it's the right the people that they want in power. That's what it is. And you have people like Ben Collins, I think his name is, the guy from MSNBC that goes
NBC News. Yeah.
That goes on Riddick all the time and pretends like that is going to be like, oh my God, the world's ending because all of these conspiracies on Riddick and bullshit. He even went on to a rant, basically giving it away, saying that Elon Musk having control of Twitter is going to sway the election. So as long as it is people that they want in power that can sway the election for them, they're totally fine with the way they work their algorithms and censorship.
Okay, so one thing, obviously one of the things that we talked about kind of offline, we haven't had a hell of a lot of time to really talk about, and I don't want to segue to a different story, but it is very much related to it, and that is what's happening in Dearborn, Michigan, which, by the way, I have an op-ed coming out on Newsweek, inshallah, if they take it. But what I was going to say was that what you mean about the whole, whatever tips elections, and anything is a threat to a democracy, that's basically opposing the Democratic Party or liberal values. That's basically sort of the watershed moment we're having here, because what we're seeing right now in Dearborn, Michigan, are protests against the Dearborn Public School, the Dearborn Public School Board, over the use of sexually explicit books, most of which contain LGBTQ content, in school libraries and in classrooms. The interesting aspect of this is that Dearborn, Michigan, happens to have the highest population of Muslims in the United States per capita. It also has the biggest mosque in the United States. And it resides in Wayne County, which hasn't voted for a Republican for president since Herbert Hoover in 1928. So it's not like Dearborn, Michigan is some sort of white supremacist Republican conservative right-wing stronghold. It is very, very blue. It just so happens that there are a ton of Muslims there. I think in 2016, I think they estimated somewhere around, and at least in Southeast Michigan, there's somewhere close to 300,000 Muslims living in Southeast Michigan.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Sharia creeps
everywhere. So what we're seeing right now happen, and if you haven't been following the news, the question I have to ask is that, will the DOJ step in and label these Muslims protesting these school board meetings as terrorists, because in 2021 they obviously had no problem doing that with parents protesting school board meetings or staging protests at school board meetings, especially at the urging of the National School Boards Association.
We're gonna have articles going to be like the white supremacy in Muslim America.
Yeah, ISIS returns to America
as white supremacy. Like it's fucking hilarious. And the thing is, this is no surprise. This is absolutely no surprise to see Muslims actually and Arabs in general like come out and be like, what the fuck is this that you're teaching our children? This is absolute fucking garbage. And what people don't realize is that immigrants here are a lot more socially conservative
right
than the average American. And they're also a lot more religious than the average American is as well. So it's going to be really fun to watch how these people, these dumb fucking liberals, are going to handle when Muslims are going to come out in droves, and Arabs are going to come out in droves, and fucking immigrants in general are going to come out in droves, protesting and speaking out against this absolute fucking poison that they are trying to brainwash children with.
So it should obviously speak to where we are as a society. At the very least, if nothing else, this should tell you that it's only okay when a Democrat does it.
Yeah.
Anytime a Republican does the exact same thing, which is what we're seeing right now. Like if you saw footage of that Dearborn Public School Board meeting, you would think if these people had been white, this would be national news. If they were Republican, this would be national news. They'd be calling the DOJ, they'd be calling the FBI to investigate the members of the school board. It just so happens that a majority of the protesters were Muslim, and they were holding basically signs that said, like, keep your porno books to yourself, and, you know, homosexuality, big sin. And if this is a democracy, like, you know, the majority wins. I think Habibi says, I read they are already banning any signs if you come to the meeting because they had rescheduled the meeting. Basically what they did is they shut down the meeting because the crowd got really unruly, and they were going to come back. They were just going to recess it. And they're like, no, we're suspending the shit because there's so many people, so many protesters packed at this meeting. So they rescheduled it for Thursday night at a bigger venue at a high school as opposed to the administrative building. We'll see how that goes. I can imagine it could be even more unruly. But mind you, this is the school board, or at least the Dearborn Public Schools represents, or at least serves the city of Dearborn and parts of Dearborn Heights. Can you name the two representatives, Jay, in Congress who represent those particular districts?
Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib. And it's going to, isn't that right? Am I wrong? No, I'm wrong.
Ilhan Omar is in Minnesota.
Wrong. Minnesota, not Michigan. Hey,
you got one out of two.
They both start with them. I'm sorry, but they both start with them. All right.
A 1 out of 2 ain't bad, Jay. It's still an F minus. But you're
no. Hey, excuse me. In this educational system, a 50% is like a fucking D minus for these kids.
So, with that being said, you have Rashida Tlaib and you have Debbie Dingle.
Dingle.
But
it's going to be funny watching Rashida Tlaib like come out against her own Muslim, like fucking an Arab population, because she's going to be in a rock and hard place. If they demand her to make a statement over this type of stuff, she's going to have to pick a side, and it's going to be fucking hilarious to watch her like stumble on her words.
Look, well, that's the thing.
And so if we had a real journalistic fucking institution here in the United States, she would be asked these fucking questions, but she's not going to be, because our journalistic fucking institution here in the United States is garbage. It's absolutely horseshit. It is so garbage that to the point that I feel like I need to be like MBS and just like start the whole thing over.
So, Neocon for Ron Paul says that Catholic Hispanics are based because
that was a good one. That was a good reference.
What?
That was a good reference. Nobody, it went over everyone's head.
What was that?
That I said I should be like MBS and start the whole thing over. What did he do to a journalist in Saudi Arabia? Sorry, in Turkey.
Okay, Jay, I'll give you that one. That's pretty good. No, there was a story that I wanted to show you that came from the Detroit Free Press, and I have to go through the fucking paywall thing. But basically, you're already seeing a little bit of division already within the Dearborn Muslim population, because you have the police chief, the Dearborn police chief, Isa Shaheen, who, of course, got to be a Muslim, right?
It's a Jew.
Catholic Hispanic. Basically, this is what he told the crowd at the Monday meeting. He said, please calm down. Let's have respect for each other. We can have a spirited debate, but we can't conduct ourselves this way, guys. We just can't. We're better than this. Dearborn is better than this. This community is better than this. We're brothers and sisters, regardless of race, ethnicity, and religion.
Shut the
which
fuck up.
Is
that's what I love to say to these
true,
Shut the fuck
but
up.
I don't know.
Better than this.
Hold
better
on,
than
I'm trying to
this.
look for. There was
We're better than this. What does he expect people to do? Like just to sit silent while their fucking children are brainwashed? I don't understand this level of thinking that these people have. This is a fucking outrage for parents, and it should be. And people should respect that. They are being taught things that are not what they want their children to be taught or brainwashed to. This is not teaching them anything. This is actually damaging their own fucking children. So for a parent to be outraged over this shit is fucking justified. And you have people in authority that want to downplay that the brainwashing their children over this fucking agenda is actually is fine, and is totally fine. And the parents are in the wrong.
I think what's interesting about this is that specifically, and just going back to Shaheen's comments, he's basically asked or pleaded with the crowd to not embarrass Dearborn, meaning that the whole idea of Dearborn being in the news for this particular story was worse to them than actual, or at least worse to this police chief than the idea that these children, or at least students, were learning about. Now, I actually, because I wrote an op-ed on it and I did my research, that basically I looked through the books that they actually have on the restricted list that they complained about. Mind you, these are complaints from both Muslims and Christians. One of which the book. You remember the movie Precious, Jay, right? Precious came out in like 2009-ish. No? Okay.
I don't watch shit like that.
You don't watch movies? Okay. All right, whatever. Well, the movie Precious, the book that was based on that, Push, that was one of the books that was it's obviously a very like tragic, like, story about a teenage girl who is the victim of both rape and incest. That is obviously, like, you can look at that and be like, all right, like that's, maybe for an older group of students. But if you get to like some of the other stories, other books, like this book is Gay, Flamer, and The Lovely Bones. The Lovely Bones I don't really care about. That's more about
Gay,
like,
Flamer. Is that the actual name of the book that they're teaching children reading to children?
It's literally called This Book is Gay and Flamer. Now, I had to go through both books. Not that I haven't, but they have like some published images of the book online. They go into explicit detail about not just the sexual acts, but how to perform them. And, it gets into pornography and masturbation, like these are books that they have in these schools. Now they're doing all of, doing these reviews of stuff. And Jay, in 2021, when parents were complaining about this stuff, it was just dismissed outright, being like, there's no possible way that they would have like pornographic materials or sexually explicit materials being taught to students at school. Well, lo and behold, the Muslims and the Hispanic Catholics come out and say, actually, we oppose this. Mind you, the Imam Al-Qazwini, who's leading the charge, he did an interview on France 24 saying that he's not proud to be an American while Donald Trump is president. doesn't really sound like a right winger to me, Jay.
No, not at all. And a lot of these people vote Democrat like almost 80% of the time. And the fact that they're being completely blind to the concerns of them and concerns of immigrants and religious immigrants and Muslim immigrants and everything is going to see a huge shift. We're going to see a lot of these fucking board members being voted out because they are not listening. They don't want to listen. They don't give a fuck. They're supposed to be there to listen to the concerns of the parents. We have lost the fucking plot when it comes to our educational system. When you're teaching children at the age of 6, you're teaching them 1 + 1 = 2. You're not teaching them that they can be they can chop their dicks off and become a fucking unicorn. That's not what this is supposed to be about.
Okay, I'm not laughing at your rant here. I'm laughing at this Hank Habibi comment. It says, "I love the irony of you doing these stories when in fact your show is a pit of degeneracy."
Oh shit!
Let's go to some of the other comments. Spencer, you want to highlight the ones that you favorited? Faye Beebe says the Dearborn parents weren't violent. They weren't only advocating for their kids. They were exercising their right to speak freely and protest. What is more American than that? Exactly.
Absolutely
but
true.
That speaks to the case of if there's nothing else you can take away from this particular part about the protesting school boards is that it's only okay when Democrats do it.
Right.
So, I mean, obviously, then the most fundamental point of all of this is that regardless of what your views are, and this possibly speaks to something far more nefarious and malicious, is that they are downright sexualizing children. And the fact that they're doing and then you got to think about, all right, is there a pedo agenda here? It's kind of hard to ignore.
No, it really is. And people, they try to dismiss this as like homophobic or fucking transphobic or all this type of shit. And it's like, no, we're here to protect those kids. Yeah. Fuck you. You are an adult. Like, these teachers are adults and shit. Why are we protecting these fucking adults over children? They've lost 100%. The fucking plot.
Lost the plot. Janice.
Carl Ferris over here saying, "I'm here now. Can you start the show over?" Yes. So in the beginning, Carl, we were talking about how you're 0-3 on every time we've played in the fantasy league. So if you want to start there, we can. That's totally fine with me. We can start at that point.
I think we should start at that point.
I think so too. So guys, if you don't know, Carl is the one who started the Habibi Fantasy League, and I have jack shit knowledge on anything about football right now. Like, nothing. Even last year, I had no idea about nothing. And he spent months like researching who's the best players to pick, blah, blah, blah. And I just went in there being like, oh, this is McAnus. I'm going to pick him. And I beat him 3 fucking times that we've played. And I'm not even doing that great in this fantasy league either. And I still beat his ass. That's fucking insane.
Janice says pit of degeneracy should be on the t-shirt. Yeah, we should. I mean,
that is what is going to be.
That's fire right there. But again, getting back to the point about this whole school board fight, and look, it shouldn't be. We've talked about this at least in 2021 when a year ago when they were when the National School Board Association sent that letter to President Biden equating these protests by parents and likening it to domestic terrorism. The DOJ stepped in and responded, saying they were going to investigate. How will they handle it going forward? And it sounds like they care more about these school boards being receiving negative attention than they care about sexualizing kids. I mean,
well, it's not only the negative attention. They care more about exposing this fucking agenda that they're holding. That's what it is. That is what it is. It's all by design.
It's all by design. But obviously, it's something that every parent, teacher, and decent human being should oppose. And this is how they spin it. Look at what happened in Florida. They just earlier this year they came out with a parental rights and education bill, which is the name of the law that passed and Ron DeSantis signed into law. They called it the Don't Say Gay bill. You want to know why? Because they're so adamant about making it anything that has to do with controlling education an act of bigotry, because maintaining control or at least having some level of say or power or autonomy over what your kids learn is control taken away from the state. It's power taken away from the state. The state has less power now, at least in the state of Florida, over what they teach your child. And for the longest time, at least most people, I mean, I can probably speak to my parents' experience because they originally thought it was like everything that they were taught in corporate media, like MSNBC, saying that this is a bill that is anti-gay, and you can't say the word gay in Florida. And I remember Baba pulling me aside and saying, like, when I actually read the bill, it's all about just returning, just making sure that kids don't learn about this stuff and before they hit puberty. Like that's not like I'm fully on board with that. He's like, I'm fully on board with that. I'm like, see how they twist your mind, see how they brainwash you.
I know exactly, but you don't have to lie. He pulled you aside and be like, I think you're going to get executed when Jay goes over there, and how gay you guys are going to be together. But that's fine. You don't have to speak the truth here. It's all good. But yeah, when people actually read the bill and actually saw what it was in it, they will see that it's actually pretty fucking reasonable in comparison. But they can't handle it. They cannot handle it. They want to force feed your children into thinking that they can be any gender that they want if they wear a dress, that they can chop their dicks off and their fucking breasts off. We have a epidemic here in the United States where we had over 528% of adolescent girls saying that they're trans. This is a huge fucking jump, and we're not even really willing to actually have an open conversation about this because it's going to be labeled as you're transphobic or bigoted.
Yeah, you will get banned. You will literally get banned from YouTube or Twitch even for having the discussion. I literally talked to a creator the other day. He was having a debate with a trans woman about and this is a guy on a progressive, a leftist, basically saying that he doesn't believe that trans women are women, because if trans women were women, they wouldn't be called trans women. They'd just be called women, right? That's that to anyone with two brain cells could see that logic, right? Just because he had a conversation with that particular that trans woman who was also running a simulcast stream at the same time, she got suspended from Twitch for 3 days, and she's a trans woman.
And it just goes to show that these algorithms, they're not true. Like, this is not an algorithm. These are people actually going in and hitting buttons and fucking banning people because they're not pushing the narrative that they want to hear. And the fact that we are giving these social media accounts the liberty to be publishers without the accountability is absolute horseshit.
Yeah. So as we approach 69 minutes, and we're not ending the show just yet because we still have a couple more things to talk about, but getting back to the point about Alex Jones, he may not be the first person to question a lot of things that we see in our society today, but the fact that they made him an example through this this decision for him to pay the victims of the families of Sandy Hook close to $1 billion. If anything, you can take away that is an intimidation tactic. They don't want you to question anything. They don't want you to think outside the box. And if something just doesn't pass the smell test, they want you to shut up about it. And it's a sad look. You can hate Alex Jones all you want, but at least understand that we've passed the Rubicon. We've entered the territory where literally anybody can say anything and get punished for saying it. The First Amendment, they may not have the government throw you in jail for saying what you believe, but they'll make it your life a living hell for it. And that's what happened. That's how it happened with Alex Jones. So one thing, how we were kind of talking about everything relating to like Dearborn and the school boards, and it kind of basically being like Democrats opposing leftism. You have, at least this week, Tulsi Gabbard, former congresswoman from Hawaii, former vice chair of the Democratic Party, announced this week she is leaving the Democratic Party.
Yeah, on Joe Rogan, right?
Was it Joe Rogan?
I think. Well, no. She announced it on Twitter and then and social media, but she went on Joe Rogan to explain herself.
She also released a podcast on Rumble. It's currently sitting on our front page right now because Jay, I know that you are a full-on simp.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
and look, there we are.
Oh, look at that! Look at
that! Who would have thought, Jay?
Mm-hmm. Not me.
So you can go ahead and check that out. I haven't seen anything about it just because I've been very busy, as I'm sure you have. But Jay, kind of, are you surprised that it took this long for her to finally leave? I mean, I thought she was basically gone from.
Well, I mean, absolutely, especially with how they attacked her and they went after her and everything. And she's leaving the Democratic Party, but she still has, her beliefs in her liberal, in a liberal sense and progressive sense of her beliefs and stuff. But it is refreshing to see people like that, like coming out and saying what is wrong with the way the left has portrayed themselves and what they are running towards. I mean, they are becoming very authoritarian. They're becoming very policing on what you can say and everything. I mean, now you cannot be a Democrat and be against abortion. Like that is
right.
Absolutely not what you can be. And that is one thing. Exactly. And that's one thing that deterred my mother from the Democratic Party as well, because it's very hard to see how you're going to be able to police these type of beliefs and tell people that you can't believe in anything else unless you believe on this one issue. And it's going to be also to the fact of like affirmation care. It's going to be to the fact of telling kids at the age of 9 that they can chop their dicks off. If you don't believe that, you can't be a Democrat. And if you don't believe in giving billions of dollars to Ukraine to go kill themselves and kill other fucking human beings and line the pockets of corrupted politicians, you can't be a Democrat. If you can't believe that you have to close down your fucking business forever, if you don't want to take a untested vaccine, you can't be a Democrat. Like all of these type of things go into the policing of it, and you're going to see more and more people come out against it. And one thing about Tulsi is that she is going to be one of the only politicians that will work on both sides, and I think we're losing that. We're losing the fact that we can have beliefs that we don't agree on, but we can agree on some issues. And the fact that we're losing that is going to harm the American public as a whole going forward, because our politicians will not will not be in the middle and do what is right for the whole. You have Democrats that are doing what's right for the very, very minimalistic fucking population and doing these delusional fucking affirmation cares for things that is not actually helping the people that they believe that it's helping. And if you don't follow through on everything that they want, they're not going to work with you. And it's the same thing on the other side. Yeah. And that is not going to do anything but harm the public as a whole.
Master Thief says, say what you will about Tulsi, but she murked Kamala's presidential campaign in 30 seconds and reduced her to diversity hire VP. I'll never forget that moment. That was absolutely based.
That was so good.
That was great. But Tulsi Gabbard leaving the Democratic Party. Look, I hope she inspires more people to leave. Because
Absolutely, and
it's
that
come to
and,
the point.
and that is a big minus to big asses in the Democratic Party, because now there's not any real good ass in the Democratic Party. Who else? Who else has a good ass in the Democratic Party? Who else? Who? Tulsi Gabbard was the last one.
I was gonna say you, Jay, because you're a lib. You're a secret
you.
lib.
Fuck you.
You live in California, and
I do live in
to leave,
California,
and you refuse to leave.
Just because I signed a lease for a year.
We got you so good. Good, oh sir, we got you so good.
Habibi.
We got you so good, sir. We got you so good. Oh, Sarah Johnson brings up a good point. What about cinema?
Yeah, cinema. Well, honestly, I haven't seen her ass, so I can't say anything to it. I can't. If you can bring up a good picture, maybe, but right now I can't say anything to it.
Okay, we have a couple more stories we want to get to. Okay. Oh, do you want?
I need to go get Taco Bell.
You need to get Taco Bell? We don't have.
I need to go get Taco Bell.
Okay.
I drank a little bit too much, so I'm getting the munchies.
Oh God, Jay. You want to cap it here and not talk about literally all the other? Well, we did have a lot of stories. I feel like we got to do another stream to talk about the stories we missed.
Yeah, I'm down. We can do it on Sunday.
But you want to do it on Sunday?
Yes.
Why Sunday? Jay, you gotta do it. You gotta respect the request. There we go. Looking fit there. Looking too sexy, sir. You're looking too sexy. Neocon for all. Paul says, Jay, check your DMs. I hope you got something for your troubles, Jay. Okay, so here are the stories that we missed. That
This
we
is
wanted
actually
to.
pretty good. I don't know if you can hear. You can see it.
Here,
I can't. It's a meme. It's a meme that says nobody can roast a pig better than a Hawaiian.
Oh my God!
And it's
that's good.
No, that's real good. I like
so
it.
Good. So Jay, here are the stories that we missed that we wanted to talk about, because I want to make sure we get to them at some point. But obviously, you have the whole John Fetterman saga and his melting brain.
Right.
Following in the steps of Joe Biden. Joe Biden would be so proud.
Absolutely.
I think I tweeted something along the lines of, in 2018, in the 2018 midterms, all these candidates are trying to be like Donald Trump, and in 2022, all the Dem candidates are trying to be more like Biden. It's true. It's true. It's true.
It's true.
There's also the aspect of PayPal changing their policy to say that if you were to spread misinformation on the internet, they would fine you $2,500 in damages. But then they backtracked that, saying that they sent it in error. But by that time, it's too late, Jay. There's so many people who already closed down their PayPal accounts. And I mean, look, at this point, who will want to do business with an organization that, all right, they say they sent it in error. Just the fact that they even had that in the drafts means that they were considering it and thought that it was at least an idea that was solid enough that they could take it to the public and remain completely in the right. They think that these people think they're right.
No, they do.
They think they're on the right side of history.
They really do, and I hate that. Like fucking
drives me nuts.
Right side of history. Fuck.
And then the other story that we wanted to cover but didn't get a chance to was this whole story about LA City Council member Nuri Martinez, who resigned. She finally resigned after leaked audio revealed that her anti-Semitic and racist rants. She specifically referred to Jewish colleagues as the Jews and said that they're going to screw us all. And then she also referred to.
I really hope Faye Bibi screws me.
Well, Jay, that's just because you're horny all the time. But she also referred to a colleague's black child as a, I shit you not, and I quote this, little monkey.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So,
Jesus.
yeah. Pretty crazy shit. We'll have to talk about that on the next stream. Maybe we could do something over the weekend, inshallah. But in the meantime,
I always do,
says
Kay.
you can dream.
Always do every night.
Jay, you can dream. What else we got? Oh, one last thing, and I guess we probably should have talked about this earlier, but it seems like such a distant story. Oh my God. Neil Khan for Ron Paul says I'm a Jew and I'll do it, Jay. It's beautiful.
It's too good. Oh shit.
Beautiful. Nate Beebe says, imagine being a city council member who resigns. It's good. Oh, so you saw that the Florida Surgeon General Joseph Ladapo, he recommended against receiving mRNA COVID-19 vaccines, especially for males aged 18 to 39, saying it increases the risk of cardiac related deaths. And you know how Twitter responded?
Banning him?
No, they didn't ban him outright, but they took that tweet down. So another thing we have to talk about, but we didn't get a chance to cover. But Jay, did we have anything for Ask Us Anything? Any stories that we wanted to? I guess we could just do a quick 2-second Ask Us Anything, right?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, Ask Us Anything. All right, good night, everyone.
I love you, Habibis. Thank you so much. And it is true. I beat Carl again for the third time.
The third time?
The third time. We played 3 times. I beat him every time.
Alhamdulillah. Dave BB with a valid question says, where the heck is my earned postcard? Inshallah, it's coming. It's coming, inshallah. Coming. Sarah Johnson says, what are you dressing Earn up as for Halloween? Still deciding, but I'm leaning. I've always wanted to do just putting him in a Wonder Bread
do it
outfit.
Do it. Do it.
This is too good.
Wonder Bread is too good. And then you'll dress up as peanut butter. And M as jelly. Done deal. There it is.
Done deal.
That's it. That's too good.
That's too good. I don't know if I could pass that up.
Habibi, you're welcome.
Thank you, Habibi. Janice says I'm dressing him up as a postcard. Tug Pepper says just earn up as Greta Thunberg. How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you? How dare you?
Special thanks to our producer Spencer Sachs for hastily putting the show together.
Habibi.
Spencer, come in and say hello.
Come.
Come. He has his mic muted, so don't worry about him.
Hello.
We just have boomer moments all the time in this show.
I know.
All the
we have one last question.
I learned from the best.
You do.
One last question from Rumble. We got Bossy at 1776 says, what's your favorite brand of bourbon? I think, Jay, you and I can both agree it's
Angel's Envy.
Angel's Envy.
Angel's Envy, 100% of the time. Angel's Envy.
Can't
It's
relate.
$45 a bottle, and it is absolutely delicious.
Damon has a question for you, Spencer, saying, does Spencer have a poster of a tweet behind him?
So no, it's so GW has this thing called Jetty, which is like kind of like a yik yak kind of thing. So we're making.
So the
we're
answer is
making fun
yes.
Sure, debatably sure.
Okay, that's fair. Let's see. The Prism says when they hear Spencer say hello, Rebecca Jones gay megaphone. And then also special shout out to Ben Morrissey, our other intern, for helping us out. The list turn. F7 Sam is his favorite Scotch. Jay, I don't really have one. You?
Hold on, let me get the name of it.
Then it's not your favorite, Jay.
Really not. I don't like Scotch that much, honestly.
That's okay.
Jay, if you had to pick a drink that isn't whiskey, what would you pick?
that isn't a whiskey, I would pick your mom's taint sweat.
I kind of walked into that one.
Yeah, you really did. Sorry, Spencer. And then let's see. Okay, so obviously appreciate your help and contributions. As always, if you want to support us, go ahead and hit us up on our locals channel, our locals community, where Jay has yet to download the app, and I basically post shirtless selfies of me working out in the gym. Use the code JenRuben69 to get 1 month free. Go ahead, hit the like and subscribe button if you really like watching Habibi Power Hour. We're live every Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. East, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. And you can also find us on Apple and Spotify if you want to just listen to Jay rant endlessly.
Right.
But let's see. Did we forget anything else, Jay?
No, you can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Aslikin.
Yeah, we're actually, there we go. Our Twitter handles are literally right here. That's me. I'm at Siraj Hashmi. Jay at Aslikin. Spencer at Spencer__ Sachs. And of course, you can find the Habibi Bros on Twitter and Instagram at Habibi_Bros. For the Habibi Bros, I'm Siraj Hashmi.
I'm Jay Kobbe.
I'm Spencer Sachs.
Shut the fuck up, Spencer. We're the Habibi Bros. We'll see you next time on Habibi Power. Peace and mess to them.